And he goes jumping in. Amazing round. Great hat-trick from Taz.
He flashes in and casts the ultimate. They're like, 20 health left. Oh no, she will flash. The shield clutch.
Oh, a blink into all those years of the amazing defense champion of the Intel Extreme Masters.
So thanks a lot, Carmack. Our producer is a joker, by the way. But yeah, I mean, he called me by a nickname I've not been known by for lots of years, and now only my grandma calls me that.
Uh-oh, that's kind of scary. Why did your grandma call you that in the first place?
No, she didn't. She
okay, I was about to say.
Just a joke. But Europe against the USA, obviously an easy matchup for the Europeans here.
Oh, get out of here. No, it's not at all going to be easy because my guys have been actually practicing back there, whereas your guys have been doing interviews.
Your guys are old.
Well, you know what? They may be old, but they actually play. So that's the matter that's going to happen here. So I'm actually looking really forward to this. My guys, Volcano, K-Sharp, they have quite a bit of experience with Source, and this game is a little bit of a blend between Source and 1.6. Your guys are all has-been 1.6 players that still play.
So basically, we've got how many guys in the final tomorrow from this?
From your European team?
2 guys in the final.
Okay.
2 guys who were in the semi-final.
Okay.
And 1 guy who won the last Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in China. And let's talk about your guys.
Well, hold on. That's perfectly fine because all of those are 1.6. So all 5 of my guys have won something at some point or another in Counter-Strike Source. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm pretty happy about it. And they spent about the past hour and a half playing and really getting into the game, whereas yours have been doing what? I mean,
actually, they were playing in the tournament. You know,
and that's my point.
For the final
exactly. They were playing 1.6. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to this. I'm feeling really, really good, actually. So we'll see. I think all of the American fans who are here hoping for a victory, they have a lot to look forward to because I think this is going to be a very, very good match for the United States. It's going to be very, very, very good.
So, as Carmack said...
Why don't you run down the roster? Because he didn't even say who my wonderful Americans were.
Well, Carmack's Polish, you see, so obviously European
He's
bias
gonna hate on him.
from
Yeah,
there
of
as
course.
Well. And so the USA team, who will be tagged up 3D USA in memory of the once great and the still legendary 3D team, will be K-Sharp.
You just
you have to run down it because the map switched and I can't see it. And I forgot who's on your team.
Oh,
actually.
You forgot?
Yeah.
I don't think you forgot. I think you're just playing with me now. So we have K-Sharp, Volcano, Nothing, Fraud, and Storm, all of them with tons of experience in both 1.6 and Source. Quite a few, actually, a couple of WCG Source titles right there, actually. Oh, and now we've got even the producers jumping on board. Just so you guys understand, I need the crowd to be definitely in the United States' favor because every single admin here happens to be, well, almost every single admin here happens to be European-based, and they are totally rooting for the European side. So we got to make up for that European bias when it comes to everybody who's here, aside from the fans. So I need a lot of love for the Americans when they do well here, guys. You got to root for them.
So let's talk a little bit about Counter-Strike Global Offensive because I'm sure there are a few people who don't even know what this game is. So, lots of years ago, came out a game called Counter-Strike 1.6, still being played here in the Intel Extreme Masters, an amazing, amazing game. The second iteration of the game was called Counter-Strike Source.
Well, just so for preference here, I remember playing my first Counter-Strike match back in 1999. So that's how many years they've been playing. I mean, that's just, I mean, that gives you some perspective. That's how long 1.6 has been around. So, yeah, it's a long, long time. But go ahead. You were going to keep going on Source.
Yeah, and then Counter-Strike Source, the second version of the game which came out, you know, it's got its own huge, huge community up there with the size of 1.6 when you look at the figures on Steam. And, you know, a lot of players switched over to that one from 1.6. A lot of players stayed with 1.6.
Especially in the United States.
Yeah, now we have a brand new game, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and the aim is to hopefully bring both of those communities together so we finally have a huge, huge Counter-Strike scene. And this will be the first ever competitive match that we're going to be seeing in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So exciting stuff.
And there's not like there's nothing on the line with, you know, those amazing processors worth, you know, potentially as much as $1,500 each. That's a significant prize for the first match ever played on CSGO. So the players have plenty of reason to be playing hard and playing strong. And like I said, my My United States team's been practicing up. They're ready to go.
I think we're live here. This is going to be the taser round. So usually we'll have a knife round to decide who starts on which team. This time we decide, screw it, there's a taser in the game. We're going to have a taser round. Ow, that hurt my ears. So each player is going to have a taser. It's actually a single shot weapon. So if you miss, you're going to have to rely on the knife. The taser does have that longer range. We are going to have the USA team starting on the counter-terrorist team. The Europeans who have just killed each other. I think they're just trying out the taser for the first time, the Europeans. They didn't really get that much chance to play earlier on. There's the taser. Yeah, so we're going to be getting another restart of the game in here in just a few minutes. But basically, the team which wins this one will go on to then to choose exactly which side they want to play on.
So yeah, we'll have them switching sides and choosing the side they're going to play on.
It would be really, really great if we could turn the game sounds down in my headphones as well, because I'd kind of like to hear when I go home tonight. I'd like you to turn my game sounds down, please, Mr. Producer, in our headphones. They are ridiculously loud. And we are going to have a restart, and the game is going to go live, which is where the whole live thing came in from. So let's jump. Oh, we're already in game. That's all cool. So I used to hate casting knife rounds in Counter-Strike 1.6 and Source, but this is a taser round, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to commentate it like it's cool stuff. So let's have a look and see what the strategies are from both teams. Actually, the American team seems to be pretty much waiting here inside the spawn. The terrorists from Europe are actually, all ready to go here on long A over towards the A bomb site, and they're going to meet down in that counter-terrorist spawn area. And this is where we're going to find out who will be starting on which side. And the first one comes in there for eg.usa, who now needs to switch out to his knife. There are actually 3 in there for the USA team. I've got to admit, it's not looking good for me. I think both of the Europeans have actually come in. There goes Zonny in from behind, almost getting the kill, and it is finished off, and the USA will pick up the victory. Now the question is, it's a brand new game. Which side's stronger on Dust 2? I mean, Dust 2 is the most famous game in first-person shooter history. It's been played billions of times. What did I say?
You said game.
But I say game? Yeah, it's basically a game all on its own.
To be perfectly honest, I think they're just going to stick on the side they are on, because I don't think it matters too much at this point. Like you said, you don't know where things are going to go. So if you were get right's like, so what side do you guys want? Normally, I would say if this was like anything else, I would say it was like you would want the offensive side. But you know what? Let's talk about the actual pictures at the top of the screen. You can see them up there. Why don't you explain that? Well, and then it changes maps on us. But why don't you explain that real quick?
Yeah, so basically it's linked to their Steam profile, their Steam avatar, and it shows in the top. And it's a spectator function, actually, for us here. We can switch between them through the keys on the keyboard, through 1 through 10, just to make it faster to switch all around. It's really great stuff. And that's
why don't you do that again now that you're on the air?
Here we go. So we can switch, through them with the keys. This is more for, I guess, for the people at home and people who are used to, spectating a lot of Counter-Strike. You can switch fast all over the place. You can actually use the arrow keys as well to scroll through. Dizzy? No. So we're going to actually kick this one off. It looks like
they did switch. So
a lot of the USA team, they've switched over onto the terrorist side, which traditionally in Counter-Strike 1.6 is the stronger team on Dust 2 and Source 2. Yeah, I should probably not forget Source out of the whole thing.
You might have a few people watching who are curious, who've played their fair amount of Source.
So I heard that us as captains actually are going to be joining the teams in their prize collection.
Yes, we have, and we're in a great position to. I'm in a great position to take myself a monitor home. I'm going to make some room in my bag for it.
A monitor home? No, the second position, right?
No. I mean a processor home. I'm going to make some room in my bag for it. So looking pretty good. It's nice. It's a good size box.
So, actually, the guys over at Valve switched overnight yesterday, I think, a few things in the game that they received feedback here from. One thing was actually the max round. So it's basically automatic in Counter-Strike Go. It'll switch you over. It was set at max round 11, so first to 12 will win. They've changed it now more, standard Counter-Strike as we're used to it. So it's max rounds 15, which means 15 rounds on each half. The first team to 16 overall will be the winner of this little show match that we've got going on. And I think we are actually live in this one. No, we're not. There's a few guys that are actually still dead. So once we've
got everybody on the right teams.
They're on the right teams now, so that's always a good start.
And so let's go through a few other things. First off, we talked to the guys from Valve, and they said one thing, too, to make sure everybody knows. We're giving out some CD keys for the beta and that kind of thing. Do not spend money on those things. Everybody who wants access to the keys is going to get them. It's going to come out in a very, not slow process, because that's not the way it's going to be, but in a measured process in order to make sure that their servers can handle it. But please don't go out and buy them. That's just silly. You're going to get your chance. If you want to play it, you'll get a chance to play it. And you definitely will be able to play this game. Hopefully in the next month. They've said they want to have it up and available for them then. So that's the goal.
I think we're actually live now in this one. We've just had the restart, so let's get into the game. It is the USA versus Europe here, the first ever competitive Counter-Strike Go game that we are going to see. And we see the first kill actually coming in for the USA team. In fact, it's all kills over here for the USA team. This is not good news for the European guys. And actually not one single man going down for the USA. Good start, guys. Brilliant.
Yeah, we're off to an excellent start. I think it's 2-1 right now in favor